there are bats about us. We are heading toward a hollow, but are traveling toward the cave opening where there is a lake in the lit forest and there is a breeze on the water. We emerged from the opening of the cave and were greeted by crickets and cicadas. Evening fast approached and we rested upon the shore. We didn't need to be covered by the cave anymore.
Go ahead.
It's called Tide Pools of Green. Steaming drops of green paint ooze down bare cliffs. Writhing under jade moonlight, we do drift. Two primal, lost-laden energies, one. Yet when shall we know holy light of sun? The eyes of the dragon escape in steam and breath, while tears of a mystic fall to their death. Who is to know what pleasures remain unseen? For now may we drift in tide pools of green. In the dark there is a riddle. Who is the darkness? Is it a space between light? Or is it the end of a day of revolution? Is the darkness a scream or a shout whistling through trees? Is the darkness, rumored of horrors, just the blanket of time, where galaxies dream? Or is the darkness in our hearts, where lives gluttony and guile? Creation calls to the deer in the night, and the eyes glow like orbs, and the river continues to flow. Okay. When you see something beautiful, look away. Not because it is too beautiful, but out of respect. And not for beauty, but for the dream behind it. Something beautiful grew on a hill, and beneath it lay a soul. As it reached its head desperately out of the soil, sending flowers fluttering in an array of colors, it came out in a black and white suit and whispered, "Remember, beauty is the enemy of truth."
Do you have the right light, Scooch? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay. This is about my friend Everett, who's an older man I used to take care of. There is ancient farm equipment down at the ancient fence post. That lady knew Everett was an old farmhand by the way Everett put his hands in his front pockets of his jeans. Everett never apologized. Unchecked by the check lines, the mules are running free, some with barbed wire around their neck. They are going to see the chief. The planes so high in the air, so big to hear. The gentle birds don't like the wild birds when they get in that giant coop beneath the playhouse. Why are the wild birds afraid of the gentle birds? The sound is like a beehive. Why did they cut that bull's horns off? I told them not to cut them off. All the other bulls would get after him. The chief wanted me to keep Old Shep. The chief will always be on your side. Thank you. How many more I have? Let's see. Okay. I'll read this one. Mary Wollstonecraft dreamed of a land where women weren't just quaint and beautiful, but educated and bright. Women were in their sewing rooms and keeping proper. Thoughts had grown stale in these sewing and powder rooms. Sitting on a couch, Mary felt it was time for a change and got up and stepped out of the powder room in an impolite way. It was dark at the time and there were no stars. She heard a voice sing, "And don't be afraid of the dark." Gaining courage, she picked up a torch at the castle door. She made her way in the blackening twilight. She felt alone and heard the same voice say, "You'll never walk alone." Mary gained courage and walked down the road of leafless trees. She saw a monster ahead. It was walking toward her. Mary saw a baby lying in a crib on the path. She picked up the baby and held it. The monster came closer. Suddenly she heard the voice of many women in the thicket. They sang an otherworldly song. Mary knew from the voices that the monster would eat the baby if she did not offer herself up for a meal. She put the baby down with a torch nearby so she would be found, and Mary stood with 1,000 female voices and walked into the darkness.
I wonder if Mary in her dreams ever had sexual